Welcome to Fresh Air is Overrated, the weekly source for anything gaming with Wild Matt and Curbs.
And Steiner.
Against air.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, welcome to Fresh Air is Overrated, episode number 218. It is a Thursday, as always, February 9th, 2017. I am your host, Wild Matt, and then Steiner's here too.
I am?
He's the co-host.
Okay, I am.
Even though the overlay doesn't say that. I want to at least change the text. That's what I'm going to get, a new font. Make it look newish. But yeah. Hey, that's it. We're both of us here for Fresh Air is Overrated. Hey, that's a video game show. It's supposed to be about video games anyways.
Video games, video game news, and a whole bunch of jack shits.
Yeah.
Doing jack shit stuff.
And sometimes technology stuff.
That would be me.
It bleeds into video games most of the time.
Yeah. Which are one of our main topics is actually regarding technology.
Oh, I thought you were going to say video games. I was like, what?
Well, it's how technology or the new technology of the consoles is influencing old video games.
Well, sure. It's a video game playing system, though. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It does other things, but its main thing is, anyways.
It's video games.
That's a tease by Steiner there.
Yeah.
It's coming up in the news. Megascripture.com. Go check that out. Like us and subscribe to us. We have 2 channels on YouTube. It's Mega Scorcher TV shows for the live shows, and then Mega Scorcher TV for all the VODs and all that stuff, and old school and whatever videos that I decide to record, and whatever Mac does. It all goes on the YouTube. And then we're also on iTunes, so you can find us on your Apple device or also Android, if you have any podcatchers or whatever they like to call themselves over there. And then YouTube.com. Yeah, just go like and subscribe. All that goodness. Do all that stuff. And that's it. Let's go straight into games we're playing. Again, not much on my end except for old games. Played some Nintendo games this week. What did I play? I played bowling again. Because I didn't actually record a video. Last time I was just practicing because I sucked. I still sucked. It's hard, man, because you I don't know, man. Playing on LCD, it's just the timing is so precise that you just got to get used to the latency, and I never seem to really get used to it. So, and the latency on screens is never 100% the same. You know, sometimes it could be half a millisecond, and then sometimes it could be
Yeah, it also changes quite drastically with the refresh rate of your monitor and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So there's that goodness to deal with. Modern technology, yay. So that's about it. That's all I played.
Okay, I played some Fallout 4, obviously. Some StarCraft 2, obviously. What else did I played a little bit of XCOM. Got tired of it. Mainly because just on the PS3 it runs absolutely fucking horrible and I couldn't stand it anymore. And then I started playing Dust and Elysian.
Oh yeah, that game's alright.
Tale. It's essentially Metroid. Super Metroid.
You're like a fox thing in that game, aren't you?
Fox, bear, something animal related.
Furry?
Yeah,
you're a furry.
Yeah, you're a furry. You definitely are a furry.
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually a nice little. The combos are a little simplistic. I would have preferred it if it was a little bit more complicated. But
because when you look at it, it looks like an old school fighting game, right? The combo system. It doesn't even look like a side scroller. Really, it's a straight up fighting. But it is a little bit.
But you can do some pretty interesting combos, but there's about 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it ends up being Ninja Gaiden or something. There's some cool stuff in there, but you're just mainly doing the same thing over
and over again, because I just found what works and then you do that essentially, especially when in some cases you get into a point that there's 15-20 enemies around you need to beat the fuck out of them the fastest way possible.
Yep.
So
it's the same case with a lot of those games.
I got stuck on the stupidest thing just because I'm an idiot, but I figured it out.
Well, at least you can realize that you're an idiot sometimes. A lot of people are just like, it must be the game.
Yeah, no, like it. Yeah, I don't know. I was supposed to slide, but I didn't notice that there was a tunnel to slide into, and I'm like, what the fuck?
That used to happen to me a lot more. There was this one part in one of the Call of Duty games. Was it Infinite? No, it was the one that was IW2, whatever. It was.
I haven't played Call of Duty since Modern Warfare.
It was a while ago too. I don't remember the one. It was the one where it was the cool new dashing in the air mechanic and stuff. You had you didn't have a jetpack per se, but you could. Well, imagine
Future Warfare or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the hell it was called. But there was one part in that game where you had to jump across like a gap, and it was so easy. But for some reason, I was just getting hit by a lot of bullets that weren't really. I don't know. I died at that spot like 10 million times, and when I done it, I had no idea why. I did the same thing. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
it's so dumb. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's it for games.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to beating that, so I'll probably be getting into something else next week.
Okay, cool. There's not a lot of new releases, but let's go through them. Yeah. Well, I guess the main one this week is probably Neo.
It's supposed to be pronounced Neo. I don't understand how that's.
Well, it's Japanese, you know.
Yeah, I know.
They say their things however they like to say them, and then spell it out in English for some reason.
Yeah,
because that's what they do.
But yeah, the big thing about that is apparently they changed the way co-op works.
I have no idea.
I just was watching a YouTube video and some guy was bitching about it, that you can't co-op with somebody unless both of you have beaten the level.
I see.
So you need to beat the game and then co-op with your friend that then beat the game.
That's fun.
That's just what.
If there was like a storyline explanation behind it, that'd be all right, but no.
Yeah, right, but no, there isn't. It's just because in the demo, the beta or whatever the hell they had out, you could do it.
Yeah.
And then when the actual game came out, it's the guys that did Demon Souls, so it's supposed to be the hard game or whatever. Their logic was, co-op made the game too easy, so we took it away.
It's gone now.
Yeah, so just make the enemies harder or something like that if you're in co-op, opposed to...
It's just a math problem. Make them 2 times stronger, or
exactly.
1.8 times,
something.
or something. It probably already does that, to be fair. They could have probably just increased it, but then, I don't know, whatever, who cares?
I'm assuming that's going to end up getting turned around at some point in time with a patch. But
perhaps.
There's a lot of people are asking for refunds, apparently. Because they were looking to play it with their friend, and now they can't because they have to both beat the game, which is a fucking hard game to beat, to then be able to play that level with your friend.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Yeah.
Fallout Shelter came out for Xbox One for some reason.
Sure. Is that free to play, or are you buying it? Because I tried looking that up and I could not find.
I have no idea.
Either way. Because if you're actually buying that on Xbox Live, you're a tool.
Yeah, if it's like $1, whatever.
You're not going to get something on Xbox Live for $1.
Ping pong game on the PlayStation 4 VR. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. Just give me that. If it was, let's say Rockstar did a VR tennis
that would be,
game.
No.
That'd be so awesome.
What's that game that they did? They made a ping pong game.
Table tennis on the 360.
It was just table tennis. Okay.
Yeah. That game was sick.
Yeah. It's very simple. It would work very well.
Yeah, that's the thing you need to do with VR
or whatever.
Now. Like that, you need to find a simple little gimmick.
Quite simple, and it would just. Yep.
I remember having a plug-and-play system on the TV, and it worked with infrared, so it wasn't 1-to-1, but it was still fun.
That's a game you can get actually looking really good, really easily, and it would work because if you hit the ball, it just goes, and you feel that you hit the ball. And you could even make it if you top the ball or bottom the ball. You try to put a spin on it, you would hit it a little. You'd feel a little different, and you get used to that or something.
And then a bunch of other games here on the screen. Yeah, it's just downloadable stuff for the PlayStation 4 mostly. Some stuff on Steam.
I agree. That ping pong thing on a VR thing would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it depends
if you're actually there, you can move and do shit. You'd be actually getting up and using VR.
Hey, It's also on the PC. There you go. I wonder what systems though, because some of them only work with one. So
Yes. But if you're going on, I would think it would be all three then, because if you're already on the PS4,
yeah, it's like
VR,
why not?
Why not just put it to unless like they don't like Zuckerberg or something like that, and they just say fuck you.
Or the other guy, what's his name
The
again?
other-
Palmer Luckey.
Right.
Screw that guy, man. He like Trump. No, but that wasn't really the outrage. Honestly, he did a little bit more than that. So
Yeah.
putting money towards trolls online, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
You can do that for free. You don't need to put money into
Yeah,
that.
no, you don't need to give money. People will just do it.
Yeah.
You don't need to give them money.
Yeah, just say Hillary Clinton's not right, and then they're just gonna be like, you know, people are just gonna. The crazies are on both sides. Just don't be one of the crazies. You know, be one of the normal ones on either side, or
Fuck
in the
you,
middle, or in
normal.
the middle. Well,
I'm not going to be normal.
Semi-normal on this debate.
I'm going to freak out about every little single stupid thing that ever happens in the entire world and write about it on the internet where I'm a faceless, nameless asshole.
The
Oh, wait.
pipeline
You
will
see my
leak.
face now.
The
Shit.
pipeline's gonna leak, Steiner. You don't understand. And then our water's gonna get all fucked up. Like the thing about oil is, it doesn't matter how the fuck you transport it. It's dangerous, man.
Or
It's
you, or
oil.
you put it into a train and then you enter a city and it blows up and kills thousands of people.
Or a truck.
Or a truck, and then the truck runs over some car, and then it flips over the highway into the interstate,
Have
then
you
just
seen videos like
kills
that where a
Yeah.
truck explodes on the road? It's
Well,
crazy.
It was in Toronto in '94. It wasn't crude oil; it was canola oil. But it was on the 401.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and or it was it on the 409 or the 401? I guess it was on the 409. So it's coming out of Pearson International.
Is that the pay one?
No,
No,
that's
okay.
the 407.
Okay.
The 409 goes into Pearson. It's the
Yes,
thing,
yes.
the loop around that goes around the airport. So you had the 401 and then the ramp going for the 409. And the thing, I guess it was during the winter, and it flipped over, and half the thing was like over the side, and it dropped, and canola oil went everywhere on both highways. It was like one of the biggest fuck ups of like in
That's
Toronto
awesome.
history.
I remember seeing too. There was a dude that was driving with his bucket in the back. It was still raised for some reason, and he hit one of the tall signs that said like young, like 5 kilometers or whatever, 2 kilometers. Yeah, it's Toronto's crazy. When you get that many people in there, shit's bound to happen.
The bucket for the dump truck was up.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was like a salt truck or something where you pack it,
yeah,
or maybe they were moving snow too. Who knows? But
Okay,
yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, it
Just
was-
that, yeah.
he still had
Something
it
that
up.
Big. Oh my god.
Gee, like what the hell? What the hell? Why was he even driving that with it up?
They're
to begin
making
with?
that show, Disaster Highways 401 or something like that. They're actually, I can't remember if it's Disaster Highways or something like that. So they're doing tow truck drive. They're following tow truck drivers around the 401 to then tell these fucked up.
Oh
stupid
yeah,
stories.
I think that show's been around for a while, hasn't it?
No, well, anyway, it just started for the 401.
okay.
Like there
Okay,
was
for the
another
Toronto-
one that
okay,
was
it's a
like,
Toronto specific
yeah, it's a
one.
Toronto specific
Okay, I see.
thing.
Yeah, why
And,
not?
yeah.
Dude,
Remember,
any
did enough
major
shit
city in
happen to
Canada,
it.
you could fucking do it.
Yeah. Oh, but Toronto is like, you've been there.
Oh yes,
It's fucked. It's more
yes.
fucked up than anything. Like
Well, yeah, of
Montreal's
course.
highway system is not that great, like
No,
or not
no.
that large.
And Toronto's pretty aggressive too. So
Vancouver's isn't really all like Toronto's is just so fucking like.
and
fuck,
you have
Toronto's-
so many different people is the thing in Toronto too. So you have like an African coming over and he's
Yeah.
like, I know
Yeah.
how to drive, and then guess what? You don't know. You knew
not in this shit.
you knew in
Not
Africa
the
because the
snow,
roads
not-
over there is all fucking dirt roads for the most part, and you're
Well,
just
it's not even-
going. No, I'm
it's
kidding. I'm
doing
kidding
it then
around,
in
but-
winter with hundreds of thousands of other cars. You don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you might know what you're doing, but you have no idea what the fuck the guy in front of you is about to do.
Dude, Ottawa is terrible. Like, when I did live in Toronto, at least people go, is the thing. In Toronto, man, people just, it's so annoying. Going, like, merging onto a 400 going 50. And it's just like, you realize that you're going half the speed that we're merging into right now, right?
Yeah.
Nope, they don't know. They don't know. And it's never just, I want it to be a white dude just one time. Just a white dude, but no. It's always just an old lady or an old dude or somebody that's not white, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of those stereotypes about driving are true.
Well, whenever I say, like, I've had that happen to me, it's typically it's an older person.
Mm-hmm. Older. It's an older person.
Ethnicity is not really. It's like 90% of the time it's an old person.
In Toronto, yes. Look, in Toronto, they all go because they know to motherfucking go. In Ottawa, it's like, whatever, man. I'll go slow. It's cool. All right, let's go to the gaming news. Some stuff happened, I suppose.
Yeah.
So GameStop was in the news, I guess, 2 weeks ago, and I didn't bring it up, but we might as well bring up everything now that it's all settled. So they were saying that there was an internal memo that said, like, hey, even if we have new consoles, say we don't have new consoles and try to sell them and use the one. Because they make more money that way, right?
The memo didn't directly say that, but it implied it.
Yes.
So you had to hit your macro numbers. So you had to sell, like, I think it's something like 75% of the shit you sold had to be used or you'd be fired.
Yeah.
So even if someone wanted to come in and spend $1,000 buying a brand new PS4 Pro with all these fucking games, you'd likely be fired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just for helping out people. Just for
doing
your
fucking job, and you're going to be fired because it wasn't a used PS4 Pro.
So here's
Wait a minute, there isn't any.
GameStop used to have so many things that the employees could claim a commission off of, like they had magazine subscriptions and stuff, and now it's like, what the fuck do you have? You don't have anything.
Well, they have the Edge thing, and that was another big thing, is that there was people, like employees were signing people up for the Edge card or renewing their Edge card without asking them. So they just straight out charged them the $30 on top of the game that they just bought. So it was $110 rather than $60 or whatever the fuck it would work out to be for the game. Like, so people were like, just put down the credit card and go blah, 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 and not realize that, oh wait, there's an extra $30 to $40 charge on this thing.
Yeah, so I can't say that I'm too surprised or disappointed by it because, it's GameStop / EB Games. It's pretty much expected now, I guess. Like, they do stuff.
Yeah, like
it's not every employee there. It's not every employee.
No.
There's a lot of cool people that will just actually help you. So,
But more GameStop / EB Games employees are more often than not douchebags.
Yeah, some of them. I can see where you're coming from. Some of them definitely are.
Because, like, I've, like, just gone in, like, well, I guess back in high school or whatever, there was one in Aaron Mills Town Center, so I just went in there. Some of the conversations they had were, like, why was Mario better than Sonic? And they would go on about it for, like, 30, 40 minutes on why Mario was better than Sonic.
Well,
and they both agreed Mario's better than Sonic.
Processing, though, I don't know.
But they both agreed Mario's better than Sonic, but they were arguing on why he was better.
Again, that blast processing. Mario didn't have that. I don't know.
Yeah, like, it was just a joke going in there. Like, it was like, I'm glad there's Steam. I'm glad Valve actually did something and created Steam.
Sure. Even before Steam, like, there was a lot of ways to download it on games online anyways. Like, it was getting to a point where if Steam wasn't going to exist, something else would have came. It was getting to that point.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But, like, people have tried to go up against Steam, like, and they just get their asses kicked.
I remember before Steam in Canada, there was a few services. Like, Bell had something where the guy looked like a little animated Lego man.
I don't remember that.
It's super old. This was like 2001. I was still in high school. It was a long time ago.
I would have been in high school.
Yeah, it was super long time ago.
I don't remember that whatsoever. But at that point in time, I was actually a pretty heavy console gamer because what was on PC, it was like...
there was some cool stuff. Driver was on the PC back then.
Well, no, yes, but it was also on console. So,
oh, yeah, but the console version was crap.
Yeah.
You need to play it on the PC back then.
But again, like when I was in high school, it was
Max fucking Payne. And
CS.
yeah.
Well, it was CS:GO, or not CS:GO. It's just CS,
Mhm.
probably like 1.2 at that point in time, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like WoW came out, and Warcraft 3. Those were the fucking 3 games that you'd be playing on PC. And fair enough, I played Warcraft 3 and played some other, like I played Fallout and
Like,
all that
there you
shit
go.
all on PC.
Yeah.
But again, Fallout was like 98 and 99.
You know,
So it was an old game. It was just most of the shit I played was console, because it just, like, games on PC were very either hard to find, because it, like, there wasn't that grouping of whatever it was like Steam is now, or I didn't really give a shit. Because it was, in high school or whatever, we always went over to someone's house on Friday night and played
I did that with Halo. and stuff.
GoldenEye, or this was before Halo was even out. And it was before the Xbox. It was the N64 shit that we would play 4 players and just beat the crap out of each other, physically and in the game, because we'd get pissed off and actually start attacking each other. But yeah.
I definitely played some GoldenEye 4 players as well.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
We got into so many good fights over that.
Halo 1 LAN was like, you can plug these things together and what?
Yeah.
It was easier than bringing a PC to your fucking friend's place and getting a LAN set up that way. People usually had TVs laying around too, so it's just easier than fucking just, hey, everybody bring your PC and we'll fucking find a room to just set up in, and we'll all each have our own PC. That was the thing
I did
that's
that
cool about
once
Halo.
I did that once with my friends, and then we never did it again because it was such.
Well, it's not like you were going to split screen a PC game, right? So you needed 8 PCs if you were going to play 8 players, You only needed 2 Xboxes to play 8 players. It was a good
we were
time.
playing Duke Nukem 3D is what we did it with. So this was like fucking 97, 98.
I remember doing it with Doom.
And they all came over to our house. And I think there was 6 of us. So we did 3-on-3 at Duke Nukem. Like, oh my God, it was such a clusterfuck of trying to, and we did it all in our office, which is it was a 10 by 10 room. So you had 6 computers with 6 guys sweating their balls off in a 10 by 10 room. It was just, oh my God.
And routers back then probably didn't work as good as they did now, and all that goodness.
We had connection issues and all that bullshit as well. Like there was,
and especially with Duke Nukem 3D. That's pretty old. That's like a little bit after Doom. That's pretty old.
It's a fair bit after. Well, after Doom, it was a fair bit after Doom. It was a little bit after Doom.
Not that much longer after Doom, though. There's no way it was that separated. Like maybe 2 years at the most. Maybe 3. Maybe 3, but I would say around 2.
I would say 3 or 3.5.
We'll see.
From Doom?
Yes. When did Doom come out, and then when did Duke Nukem 3D come out?
Duke Nukem. It said. Wait, let's. Crap. Go back. What's going on? My browser just ate a dick.
Okay, well I'm gonna go.
There we go.
Doom.
So.
I'm just gonna look up Doom.
It's
gonna give me
it's just giving me a year.
It's gonna.
Nukem was 2000. Or sorry.
Oh man, it was that old, wasn't it? Or new, I should say.
It was 96, January.
96. Okay,
29th.
yeah, so 3 years
for Duke Nukem.
It's 3 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, because Duke Nukem got re-released. That game got re-released on everything, but I remember it being. Well,
that was
early.
the original release date for PC.
Yeah. Yes, for PC. Yeah.
Well, sorry, DOS, MS-DOS.
Well, that's PC, man.
Well, it wasn't Windows because it was re-released for Windows 3 times here. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, no, sorry. It was released.
And I think that Duke Nukem works a lot like Doom, so you can get a different EXE to run the maps, right? So you can do some cool stuff like run different kernels and different UIs and all that stuff without pretty much modding the maps. You know what I mean? Because in Doom, there was a lot of versions where it added mouse support and a bunch of like shading and a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff, but it's still all the same original maps. It's still all the same original stuff, right? All they did is play around with the EXC to make it better.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because I have Shadow Warrior, which would be probably around the same time as Duke Nukem, and it now has mouse support.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you remember how
a classic, whatever, and it has.
Remember how we were talking about PlayStation VR in Japan last week?
Yep.
Well, those creepers found something out in DOA Extreme 3. So when you go, let's say you move the PlayStation headset into the water. For some reason, the water makes the clothes transparent.
Disappear.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
transparent.
So they get naked. So they're yay. So you can do that only with PlayStation VR. Only with PlayStation VR. You can't do that with anything else. You need that thing. So
that's so weird.
Yeah.
That it would only be for.
Well, they didn't foresee this happening, right? It's not like they programmed the game to fucking have cameras in the fucking water.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden you can tilt the camera all the way down and just put the camera or the headset on the ground. It's like, hey, cool, look at that. She's naked now.
So actually, Shadow Warrior is a year and a half newer than Duke Nukem.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't surprise me.
Like, it is a significantly more advanced game in a lot of ways, so I guess not.
So some UFC news here, actually, blending into some video game stuff. Angela Hill was cosplaying as Sagat when she was doing her weigh-ins.
Yeah, well, she's done it a few times. She's gone as the Indian. Balsim?
Yes. Yeah, something like that.
Balsim?
Something like that. Dulcie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that I saw.
I was like, he's not balsamic vinegar. It's close, but it's not that.
She did another one as well. It wasn't a Street Fighter character, but she did another cosplay.
And just a quick note, she fought fantastically. She lost, and she came out looking better than most everyone on that card, except for one person, really. Like Korean Zombie came out looking pretty good.
No, that whole card was actually.
The whole card was good, but Angela Hill lost, and man.
Yeah, no, well, that was definitely fight of the night.
Yes, she still came off looking great. Like she has stepped up a lot since she has gone.
Actually, I'm
off
curious
the UFC roster
because she should be ranked now because she was the Invicta champion.
For sure. Yes, she's been gone for like a year and a half.
A year, and she fought 4 times in Invicta in 2016.
Yeah, and she's way better now. That's for sure.
Angela Hill is not ranked.
No, she's not ranked right now. It's not going to change. It takes at least a week for that shit to change.
It should have been Wednesday. It should have been yesterday.
Well, all right. We'll see. I could see it still changing next week.
Yeah, possibly. But they typically, it would be because just like Andrade, like she was fucking raping people, and she couldn't put Hill away. So that just tells you how good Hill was.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, we'll talk about that in the next show, which is called Sprawl and Brawl. You can find that on megascorcher.com and wherever the hell you're watching this live, if you're watching live. So stay tuned for that. All right. More sports news. The Nintendo Switch ran an ad during the Super Bowl, and then a lot of people are pointing to that as being the turnaround point for the New England Patriots coming back and winning. I have no idea about anything of the Super Bowl. I watched 2 seconds of the Lady Gaga thing on some link on the internet, and Lady Gaga's all right. She's cool in my book, but it's Lady Gaga. I'm not gonna.
I didn't watch
seek that out.
I forgot it was on actually.
I kind of forgot, but then I remembered while it was happening. I was just like, it doesn't matter. There was tennis going on, professional tennis going on in Ottawa during that weekend, and I completely motherfucking forgot. I would have totally gone. It was the first round. It would have been so cheap to go anyways. It's probably like $10 or something. I would have totally gone. But whatever. It sucks. Because the last time there was a tennis tournament that was professional in Ottawa was like 20 years ago. So hey, let's hope it happens again soon. I don't want to wait 20 years again.
Yeah, because the Rogers shit is pretty expensive, isn't it?
The Rogers, yes. Whenever you get towards the quarters, it gets really expensive, and then the finals is ridiculously expensive.
My mom went with her sister once, and there were I don't remember when, like with where within the tournament, but it was like $70 a seat or something like that, and they were pretty high up apparently.
Oh, that's not bad.
I know it's not bad, but I don't think they were in the quarters yet. I think it was before. It was probably the.
It probably honestly depends on who you're watching too. I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, "Hey, Federer's in this, so we're going to charge a little bit more."
Yeah, I don't know who they went to go see, but they also saw 2 in the same day.
Yeah,
or in the same,
and then the Rogers Cup, the qualifying round is free. You can just go. So yeah, it's not all bad. It's just they got. Let's say the final is Djokovic and Federer, or fucking Djokovic and Nadal or something crazy like that. Yeah, people are gonna pay a lot for that shit. So
I will.
Yeah,
but
well, I love watching it on TV. I would never actually pay that much to go watch it in person. Yeah. So to go watch it in person though is fun. I'll watch 2 people who have no idea what they're doing play tennis. Sometimes it's all right. All right. Anyways. Tony Hawk is saying that he's looking to make a new game without Activision. So, cool. Because the last Tony Hawk game was so great, right?
I don't think anyone gives a shit because of the last 5 Tony Hawk games.
Well, yeah, they've been terrible since whenever they did the fake board stuff.
Yeah.
It slowly came back with Project 8, and then 9 was good. Did they do a 10? I think 10 might have been the fake board one.
I don't know.
But yeah. No, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 was not particularly good. I played and finished it. They had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles patched into it after I finished it, so I might have cared about that a little bit. But other than that, yeah.
Wow.
He was talking about that game too. He said any negative review of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 are quote unquote fake news. Is what he said.
I don't understand fake. What does fake news mean?
Have you not been following the Trump stuff and all that? Have you not heard of fake news?
No.
There's fake news on Facebook will give you fake news. Dude, there's fake news on the internet. You didn't hear, you never, man, Jesus. There's fake news out there, Steiner.
Well, people make shit up?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's been going on for as long as the internet's been around.
I know.
So, but Tony Hawk reviews are not fake news. That game sucked balls.
But yeah, it's like a whole like Trump thing going on.
Okay.
Now, yeah.
Sure, but no, that game sucked balls.
Trump won because of all the fake news on Facebook. You don't understand.
Go watch Vegeta play that game.
Steiner.
And see how bad that game is.
He won because of fake news on Facebook. They all fell for it.
Team 4-Star Vegeta, go play that game or watch the Vegeta play that game. It's fucking hilarious.
I have no idea
on how bad that game is.
Sure. Fallout 4 had a 55 gigabyte patch of high-res textures.
Well, there was there was an actual patch that did something, and then there was an additional thing that you could get.
Yeah, well, this is the optional one. That's 55 gigabytes alone. It makes it look slightly better when you go up close. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I already have a modded Fallout 4 that has high-res textures, so I don't really get it entirely.
Do the females have dirty faces in that game? Or is that
mine don't?
Oh, you cleaned them up with a mod?
Well, like I cleaned up all the like they have mods for just making the models look better, that they're not as blocky.
They're in an apocalypse, dude. They're not supposed to be clean. Jeez.
Okay.
Oh, God, Mad Max isn't clean.
The dirty face thing is from Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah. Yeah.
But the faces still don't look good in Fallout 4.
Yeah, sure. That's expected.
No, I mean, just like the text, like the skin textures and stuff, just don't look realistic or good.
It's
like the way the mods look is it's like holy crap. It's like just the way the skin looks on the modded models.
You can make that game look better, but it still looks like Fallout to me. Sometimes
It is what it is.
like the animation of the
It's an
faces,
open
especially
world shooter with some RPG.
it's what you make of it, which is
Yep,
for me is
pretty
not too much. So hey, there's a way to dupe people into giving their Steam logins via their profile. So a lot of people had their profile set up, and when you go visit their profile, it brought up a fake, like a login screen that looked exactly like Steam. And then a lot of people would sign into it because they're idiots, and then it would give them your username and your password. But this problem has been solved. You cannot do that anymore with your Steam profile. So yeah, a lot of people got fucked over with that though. So hey, don't log into stuff if you're not asking it to log in.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous. If you're already logged into Steam, you click a link, you can pretty much see that you're already logged in.
Yeah.
Well, it depends how good that they got that exploit working. Like I have no idea how it worked. So.
I watched a video on it. I didn't fully understand what the fuck they were talking about, but it was essentially just a pop-up screen that then
like looked like a sign-in screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some
So
people are more
should have been able
susceptible to
very easily tell that you were already logged in.
Yes. Yes. Some people just are morons. So what can you do? So there's a guy that bought some computers from an auction, and they were from an Acclaim studio back in the day, and he found the source code for Turok on it, and NBA Jam Extreme, which is NBA Jam Extreme. Anything past the original NBA Jam, to me, is not really NBA Jam anymore. So,
well, Tournament Edition was probably the.
Well, yeah, because so that's still Midway, and then Acclaim bought it, and then there was just Acclaim doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. And like NBA Jam, like the quote unquote 3D ish NBA Jams, they weren't bad because they still kind of play like NBA Jam. It's just the originals were still better.
Yes.
And it's cool. He showed off. There's a video of it on YouTube. If you just look up Turok and NBA Jam Extreme source code on YouTube, you'll find it. And he just shows off the screens and how he found it, and it's interesting. Those systems are so old. They sound so loud. You can hear the hard drives in them. Like computers used to be loud. You forget that.
No, I know that for like
Oh, I definitely remember. But man, like it's 2017. Last time I had a loud computer was like 2000 ish. Maybe even before that. Because
I had that computer up until recently.
Because my computer in high school was a little tower that looked like a PS2 kind of, and it ran pretty quiet. That's why I liked it so much. It wasn't super powerful, but it was super quiet.
Yeah, I had some. It was the GPU fan, and it was quite loud.
Mm-hmm. Well, you needed it back then, and solutions for heating back then, or cooling, I should say.
Well, it wasn't a double ball bearing. It was just like a shit, whatever. Like yeah.
Oh well, I remember like when liquid cooling like first came out, it was a legitimate need. It was like, this is like the best way we could actually find. Not like the heat sinks and heat pipes, like they're so fucking huge that they're actually pretty good. Like my heat sink on my CPU right now is huge. It's huge.
Well, you'd be usually using multiple pipes.
Yeah, I think there's
still
8 or 6.
It'd probably be 6. I doubt there'd be 8.
I think it's 6.
And even 6 is quite a few. But I forgot what I was going to say.
I think it's a Corsair. I want to say. I need to look that up. It's huge. It's motherfucking huge. Like I said before, I can only fit 2 sticks of RAM on my board that can fit 4. So, because of that heatsink, it's so huge. All right. I don't want to bring too much attention to this. Actually, I should look up his name just because I maybe bring out his name, but not much else. But there's a Counter-Strike player that got banned from playing professional play.
He was a pro player.
Yeah. So he got banned from professional play. I don't know about Steam.
Yeah, but it was from the organization that he was dealing with. Is how or what.
So he got banned
for 1,000 years.
1,000 years. Yes. And it says allegedly harassing a 15-year-old. But like the texts and stuff or whatever emails he exchanged pretty much said that he was a pedophile in it. That's all you need to know. This guy's name is
something along the lines that I don't care that I'm a pedophile.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm a pedophile. That's what he said. Yeah. He said,
but
his name
was
is
something to
Reese.
do with like he was coaching a 15-year-old girl or something like that, and he was like then essentially trying to get naked photos of her or something stupid.
His name is Reese Bluminator Bloom. That's what his name is.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't let him play video games anywhere.
With a name of Bluminator.
You know, if I wouldn't have known that he is a pedophile, that's all right. That's an okay name. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. That you know that he's a pedophile. How does that make you think?
Oh no, it changed. That's for sure. But that's not bad. It's not a terrible name, like, you know.
No, but if you then put it in the association of him being a pedophile, that's pretty fucked up.
Like, I could go with Georginator. That, you know, that'd be okay. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but his name's not bad. That's not the issue at hand.
No,
he's a dick.
But it just makes it that much worse. Yes.
Sure. Blooming. That's what he's doing. Project Cars 2 coming out late 2017 on the new systems and the PC.
Yeah.
No Nintendo Switch because, you know, Nintendo Switch. Project Cars, if you like.
Nothing's coming out on the Switch.
If you like the realistic
everything that's
racers.
coming out onto the Switch is its own build for the Switch.
And Project Cars on VR is actually pretty badass. It's one of the few VR games that is like, whoa, holy shit.
Any racing game is likely going to be pretty good on VR.
Oh yeah, but especially Project Cars because it's super realistic. Like when I was piloting a Mustang, I was like, holy shit, this feels like a Mustang.
Yeah. There was a racing game that was designed for, I want to say, the Vive.
Yeah.
But then if you couldn't play it on the Oculus unless you then hacked it, and then it would play better on the Oculus.
Maybe.
Than it did on the Vive.
Yeah, I have no idea. I played.
Because the hackers fixed something with the latency or something like that, which then it just made it smoother.
I played it on the Vive either way, so.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, E3 is opening its doors to the public. Oh my god!
Officially opening it to the public.
Yes, there was public people there. Well, public. There was citizens there before. Let's call them.
Yeah. Well, because technically we could easily have qualified for press.
I don't know if we could have, but you know, other people could have. I'm pretty
sure probably could have.
I'm a YouTube partner, guys. Come on, guys.
You know how many people on YouTube go to on how legitimate that shit is now?
Oh yeah, no, hey, I totally trust that. Like, but, you know,
we have a YouTube channel that has over 3 million views or something like that.
That's more than that now, but
yeah, well, that's like the point of that. That's somewhat legitimate relative to just some Joe Blow going off. Like we do a weekly show, we actually do something.
Oh yeah, I know. Hey, at one point we were more legitimate than we are now.
and at that point of when we had 100 viewers or whatever each show, that I think we easily could have qualified.
Oh yeah, no, at one point it would have been easier, that's for sure. And I was like associated with tech podcasts at one point, so that would have made it easier too.
But $150, and that's for the 3 days.
For 3 days. So that's the early bird if you buy it on February 13th. So that's this Monday. No. They're allocating 15,000 tickets. Sorry, 15,000 tickets.
Which is pretty crazy.
That's a lot.
Yes, because you're going to have press on top of that.
Well, here's the thing about E3. It's been getting smaller, and I've been hearing
the
floor has been getting less and less crowded. So maybe they have room for 15,000 more. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
And it's 250 after the early bird day.
Yeah, like 150 sounds good, but then you're talking Vegas.
No, this is LA.
It's Los Angeles.
Yes.
Okay.
The convention center's not bad because there's hotels around. It's going to be expensive, but you can hang around there.
200 a day for hotels, so that'd be 600 plus flight. That would be 700.
Mm-hmm. It's not cheap to go to LA for
probably
E3.
about $1,400 for us.
Mm-hmm.
maybe $1,500 because of food or whatever might be a little bit more than
Screw that. McDonald's every day, man. Well, maybe not McDonald's, maybe Burger King and other things too. LA probably has some cool fast food that we've never had, so I would probably go try the weird stuff.
But $1,500 for 3 days, maybe 4-ish. Like,
and then you get to wait in line all day. That's cool.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
But that's not that bad.
Well, the reason I like going to PAX is because it's not because of anything on the show floor. I hate the show floor stuff because you have to wait so long. There's so much stuff that you can do off the show floor at PAX. I don't know if E3 is a show like that, to be honest. Because you probably have to get
a lot of demo things that like they're showing, like you go into a closed room and
but you probably
need
you probably need credentials.
Yeah, that's how it has worked in the past. I don't know if the public could get into that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you probably the only thing you could get into is the stuff that you have to wait in line for.
Yeah, I probably think so.
And it's not like they have keynotes and conferences and stuff going on around the convention either. Not for the public, anyways.
Yeah, not for the public. But there's there's the Activision shit that's not in there, and then there's the Nintendo shit that's not in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Nintendo shit's not even in LA. It's just a stream online. Oh, did you have the playground stuff? They have the playground stuff. Yeah.
So like there are those additional, and that playground thing has been open to the public for the last 3 or 4 years. So whatever, I have no fucking clue what Activision does, but I do know they have been doing something outside the convention center.
Well, Nintendo, like, their fan base is so rabid that they could show up anywhere and there's going to be a crowd.
Well, because even I think this, like 2016, they had PlayStation like in 4 or 5 places throughout the U.S. Like it wasn't just in California or Los Angeles. It was in multiple places that you could come try this shit out and do whatever.
Oh yeah, I think they did that. Nintendo did that here during E3. You could go to a Best Buy and play the E3 stuff. Yeah, okay. At a Best Buy. Yeah, that was all right. I didn't go because there wasn't anything that year that I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I gotta go check that out. But
and again, they didn't say anything about the Switch at E3 2016, and it's out before E3 2017. So Nintendo just doesn't obviously give a shit. They're doing whatever the fuck they want to do in their Japanese minds. But yeah, the Switch is a piece of shit as far as I'm concerned.
Whatever, man. It'll play the Nintendo stuff, which is all it needs to do.
For about 2.5 hours, and the battery dies.
People are going to play it as a fucking console. Talk about Nintendo, I suppose. There was a Pokemon Red and Blue exploit discovered this week, and it lets you delete your opponent's save file.
Red and Blue,
the first ones, because those are the super glitchy ones that you can do a lot of crazy stuff with. Like even Yellow had patches that fixed a lot of stuff in Red and Blue.
But who the fuck's still playing Red and Blue?
Oh, everybody, man. That's the best one. Those are the best ones. Technically, Yellow's the best one, but
yeah, I would. Well, aren't they just the same fucking game with better graphics?
They're all the same game.
Time?
They're all the same game. Yellow has some patches that fixed a lot of the exploits in Red and Blue, but they're all the same game with different Pokemon in it. And Yellow, you can have a surfing Pikachu in it.
I don't give a
That's
shit
pretty
about
cool.
That,
dude, he has water attacks. And he's a Pikachu. Doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be electric. Anyways. There's a Castlevania TV show coming to Netflix this year. Don't know when, but sometime this year. That could work.
It depends on how they actually take that. If they're just taking...
Just take any Belmont dude that wants to go take down fucking Dracula. There you go. Done. Yeah. Story done. Look, I don't know about the newer Castlevania games. I didn't play like Lords of Shadows or anything.
I don't know about TV show. I guess I guess it's Netflix.
It's anime. I think it's like anime cartoon style. I think. Okay. I'm not 100% on this, but I think it's anime.
Like doing a live action miniseries could be really fucking like doing like 6 hours of footage type thing.
If it was done properly, I suppose.
Yeah, and that's kind of
I don't know if I trust Netflix to do
I don't really.
Awesome.
Well, the shit they're doing with Marvel is really fucking good. So
Yeah, but is that Netflix Productions or is that Marvel? Who does that shit?
A and B,
Oh,
they're
both.
doing it together.
All right.
So it is Netflix, doing it, but they're
Yeah.
being oversighted by the dude that does all the Marvel CMU shit. I cannot recall what his name is offhand. I should know it, but I don't.
So
Season 1, Part 1 coming, and yeah, it does seem like it's an anime from some of this shit because it's not a live action shot they're giving me.
So Evo decided its 9th game this year in the prime time slot. Evo is a fighting game competition, if you don't know, with a donation drive. So whoever got the most donations would be the 9th game. And Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3 won it, slightly ahead of Pokken Tournament, which is the Pokemon game that is based on the Tekken fighting engine. Have you ever seen that game? Pokken Tournament. It's Pokemon.
No,
but it's a
No.
Tekken fighting game. So you're
with Pokemon characters.
with Pokemon characters. Yes. So you could be Pikachu in a fighting game. It's pretty cool. It's not bad.
Now, but it's in the engine of.
Yes, it's Tekken. Just imagine Tekken, but you're
But is
you're
it Tekken?
Pokemon.
So you're actually punching?
Oh yeah, yes. And you have
Okay, that's
like
I
electric
don't-
stuff when you're Pikachu. You should look that up. It's pretty cool. It's just a fighting game with Pokemon. But yeah, so that was this game that came in second
Pikachu's
place.
arms are like fingers. How the fuck can he actually?
Well, yeah, you
punch?
just hit electricity bolt in front of them. There you go. That's a punch.
Okay.
They have explanations for all those things. So yeah, Pokemon Tournament or Pokken Tournament was second. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was first, and then Skullgirls was third. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 raised $71,000 of the total $150,000, and that was going to, oh man, was it going to Child's Play, or was it going? Might have been some cancer related thing. Forget where it went. I should have copy pasted that part, but whatever. Anyways, apparently a lot of people were like using like fake credit cards or using a credit card that they just got and planning a chargeback on it so that they could get a refund. But they took that in mind, I guess. So I don't know. Maybe they waited a little bit longer to announce this winner to make sure nobody would cancel their shit. So there you go. Who knows? Obama, you can now play as him in NBA 2K17 because he is no longer the president. So he can do whatever he wants. Yeah, put me in that NBA game. We're not giving money. I'll take it. ZeniMax has ZeniMax has been awarded $500 million in the lawsuit against Oculus. They were seeking $4.5 billion, so that's significantly less. And Oculus was found of no real wrongdoing except that Carmack was violating NDA. So when he left ZeniMax, he was supposed to take a little bit time off there, rest a little bit in between. But he didn't.
No, the NDA is that he was using technology developed.
Okay, I guess he did admit that he
under
was
the
using
ZeniMax umbrella.
he did admit that he took the source code for that game, Rage and what's this? Rage. He took some Rage stuff. Some other stuff.
Well, I know he took code from what he made it while he was working.
Yes.
At id for ZeniMax.
Yes, but they weren't found of using intellectual property in the headset, so they're still free to sell the headsets all they want. But really, it's the aftermath. It's the aftermath that is crazy right now because ZeniMax wants to possibly have these Oculus Rifts taken off of store shelves right now. Oculus is appealing even this $500,000 that they're supposed to give right now. So it's still anything could happen, really.
I thought it was more than 500 million.
It was 500 million.
It's 500 million.
Yep.
Okay.
And that was for the NDA violation of Carmack.
Because I remember there were two things that I remember reading. There was the Carmack portion and there was another portion.
Oh, I only remember that the Carmack thing is the thing that they got penalized on. like all the intellectual property bullshit and everything that they wanted like a stake in the company because is there
No, yeah, that's
like all
obviously bullshit.
all that
but-
stuff was they were like no. But the Carmack stuff, like he straight up admitted it, so hard to say nah. Carmack didn't take any code because he's like, yeah, I took code. I shouldn't have, but
Lucky's paying $50 million.
Okay. For what exactly?
I'm just trying to that's just in the heading. Of the Oculus is paying $200 million for breaking the NDA, $50 million for the copyright, and Lucky each. So Oculus, the company, and Lucky are both paying $50 million for false designation. I don't know what the fuck that.
Something they said during the fucking trial that was not true. Maybe who knows? I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
Who knows? Either way.
And then the current CEO, Brandon Ilbry is paying $150 million. So like ZeniMax Oculus is definitely being held responsible for having whatever. It's not just coming from Carmack.
Either way, like I think Oculus came out looking better, but there's a lot of funny stuff that happened. Like Oculus posted on Twitter like, haha, we win. Something like that. It's ridiculous. It seems pretty petty at this point. All right, anyways, the last news item here, it's pretty much the most significant thing that happened over last week. So the PS4 firmware 4.5 beta, we kind of discussed it last week, but it's officially out now. People have gotten their hands on it. Even though there's NDAs that you can't reveal anything about it, people have still revealed about it. They're just regular people. They're not in the game business, so they don't care. What do they have to risk? It's like, oh no, you're not going to give me the beta firmware from now on. Oh God, please no, Sony, don't do that. But anyways, the most important, the most interesting thing, I guess, is that you can now have external hard drives. So that's a thing. So
yeah,
but it's for games and apps only, not for save
media.
Games. You can put everything on the hard drive except for save games. The save games get stored locally and in the cloud. Those are the two places it goes.
Well,
and then
you only get the cloud if you're PlayStation Plus.
Except that there's something else called Boost Mode that enables a higher clock speed on your GPU and your CPU for older games. So some older games will run better. Some older games will pretty much run pretty crappy too. But depending on how they were programmed and how they were utilizing the CPU and the GPU back then, anyways.
So my understanding is that it works based off of some numerical to actually how a CPU works is just based off of cycles per clock. So it's just that now they can run the processor faster. So they just threw in a little equation to then make it so that it will keep the same timings but run at a faster speed ish. So yeah. I watched a couple of videos on it. It's kind of interesting.
Digital Foundry ran a video.
Yeah.
So like they had NAC that actually has a pro patch. So the pro patch is actually the best way to run that game.
Yes.
It runs at
they actually optimized it for that specific game.
It almost runs at a constant 60, that the patch. And then the original game runs at like 30 and then sometimes below 30. And with the boost mode, it runs about like 45-ish, maybe a little bit more. So
one thing I saw was, what was it? Assassin's Creed Unity.
That still ran pretty crap. It still ran pretty crappy, but it ran better.
Well, it ran at 30 frames a second, opposed to the base mode that went down to 19.
Well, the best one was Project Cars. Like that's the game that you want to. Yeah,
and that went from.
When you have rain
30s,
and all, when you have the rain and all the particle effects and all that
30s,
stuff, it dipped even lower than that sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, it was almost up to like 50 to 40, somewhere in around there, pretty consistently. So you're talking like 12 to 15 frames a second difference. That's like you're talking like 50%
Yeah,
more.
like
that-
Project
that's
Cars is pretty much going to run at 60 frames constantly unless you have rain and stuff.
yeah.
That's when it's going to go to around 50, 48.
But that's why they chose to keep the Jaguar CPUs so they could do something like this. How Scorpio is going to do this with a different CPU is like I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
Here's something that totally surprised me about the Xbox One is that they have full backwards compatibility with like the Xbox 360. I was never expecting them to do that. Like, that came out of fucking nowhere. And nowhere. It's just, here you go. Here's Xbox 360
I would assume
support.
it's all doing it through an emulator, though.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
it's not-
yes, an emulator. So theoretically, maybe it won't come out when that new Xbox comes out, but later on, they could fucking add something like this too. It would just take more work.
No, but you're talking completely different process. Like the timings are going to be so. Like I don't even know if you're going to be properly like going to be able to play games properly on that fucking processor. Like the older games. Like it's almost going to be a new generation.
Oh well, they're gonna have to figure that out before it comes out. That's for sure.
Dude, that's a lot of work.
Depends
That's a
how they
lot
got.
of
It depends, man. Because again, I thought that about the 360 when they had the backwards compatibility
But
working so good on the
you're running
Xbox
it
One.
through the emulator, so the emulators then. So you're going to have an emulator for Xbox
Yeah, why
One
not?
games on the Xbox One
Why not?
Scorpio.
Those things already run so crappy. It's like, who cares?
That
The Xbox One is by far the shittiest system. Like everything about it, like unless you're playing Forza or something that's specifically designed for that system, the Xbox One is the worst way to go.
It was horribly underpowered when it first came out, and even like I even had issues with the PS4. Like when they announced the specs and shit, I just didn't think they had enough VRAM. Like they have 8 gigs of DDR5 RAM. Great, that's for system and graphics. Not enough. Not enough. And now with the Pro, they've changed that. They've actually added in an extra 2 gigs of DDR3 for system RAM or something like that because they realized they fucked up.
And then another game that runs really cool too is Just Cause 3. That kind of ran shitty to begin with, and now
it ran horribly on consoles.
and now it's running pretty alright. That's cool.
But Just Cause 3 is that's with the boost, or is that with an actual patch?
No, I don't think there was a patch.
Okay.
Yeah, because Just Cause 3 is old. They would have had to go back
it's like 14, 15 months.
Oh, it's pretty
So
old.
It's not like Fallout's getting a patch, but Fallout 4 is getting a patch.
Yeah, but that's because they're fucking crazy.
It's the same age.
It's because they're crazy. I can't help Bethesda. That's not my thing. Avalanche Studios, that came out in 2015. It
was like December or November.
Yeah, December.
So it's like Fallout 4 came out in November.
They're working on Just Cause 4 and other shit. They don't have time to go patch that shit.
Well, if they're working on another game, they'd likely be making something for the Pro, so they might figure out how to do it and then just kind of slip it in there somewhere.
If they wanted to. They don't need to.
Yeah. Well, it would be something to do like 3 months before 4 comes out. Say like, yeah, Just Cause 3 can actually play on the consoles now. Here you go. Or they might do it at the same time as the Scorpio comes out or something like that. Just put out one or simultaneous patching or something. But whatever. It's not like I'm playing on it on a console, so I don't give a shit.
Oh, Battlefield runs at a constant 60. That was nice to see now.
Yeah.
Battlefield ran pretty okay to begin with. It drops here and there, and the drops aren't terrible. It's not like it goes down to like fucking 40 or something. You know, it dips down to like 55 at the worst.
Yeah, so, I just haven't played much of 4 on the PS4.
Oh, like, no, Battlefield 4 ran...
was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, sure. But no, Battlefield 4 ran always pretty nice. It was always pretty smooth. The only problem with Battlefield 4 was the online was pretty shit. The servers, connections, and all that. But if you played single player, you're like, hey, man, this looks pretty good. And yeah, it didn't run at a constant 60, but it was 60 for the most part. It's only when you were starting to get like dust particles and stuff like that it would dip, especially when you're moving the camera a lot. But yeah, I think that'll do it for news this week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you just want to go on to talk about MMA right now? And go to Sprawl and Brawl, I guess? Is that a
Sure.
thing?
I got no more
Sure,
news on my
sure.
side, so.
Okay. Well, Curbs is going to pop up in the corner a few times there. Hey, Curbs. How's it going? And we're going to say bye to everybody. I don't know, 2 people that are watching, I think.
Yeah.
My thing doesn't always update on time. I know that there's a few people watching. So hey guys, stay tuned for Sprawl and Brawl. That's our MMA show where we talk about the UFC and whatever else that happens over the week. If you're listening to this via podcast form, either video or audio, thanks for tuning in. Thursday is the day that there's a new show. Check that out. Thursday every day, or Thursday every week. YouTube.com/MegaScorcherTV. Go check that out. That's where we post all our shows as well. And that'll do it. See you guys.
See ya.